couldn't get up the stairs very easy or get on and off the chair without pain.
You won't see these guys on the fitness section of Instagram. They're not influencers. They don't have top tier genetics, don't have endless time, and they most certainly don't have their own personal chef. They started in the exact same spot that you might find yourself right now. Over 40, frustrated, carrying more weight than they really want to, and not even sure whether they can actually make the changes that they want. And I want to show you what happened when they decided to do something about it. In this video, I'm going to share two real stories, two real people that I've actually worked with. I'm not going to give you statistics or percentages. What I am going to do is going to tell you who they were before they started, what was holding them back, and where they are now. Because I think that is worth more than any before or after picture. Before I get into any of the stories, let me just explain why I'm doing this video this way. Because I could have done a grid of before and after photos. You know, someone lost 14 pounds or 16 pounds in 14 weeks and then move on to the next one. But that's not really useful to you. But what is useful is understanding the person behind the result, what their life looked like before, what stopped them before, what shifted. Because if you can see yourself in any of these stories, even just a little bit, then you'll understand that the result was possible for them. And if it was possible for them, then maybe it makes you question whether it be possible for you too. That is the point of this video. Not to sell you anything, just to show you something real. The first person I want to talk to you about is Sandy. In the beginning, when Sandy started with me, she struggled to even leave her house. And when she did, she needed walking sticks. She'd gained loads of weight, she'd lost loads of confidence, and mobility was a really big issue, which left her feeling really depressed. Now, she came to me after trying most things, multiple diets, multiple gym memberships that lasted for maybe 3 weeks and then never continued to use, a few fitness classes, and even a personal trainer for a short while. So now in her 40s, tired, frustrated, 6 or 7 stone heavier than what she actually wanted to be, she came to me and she used the phrase, "I know what I should be doing, I just can't make it stick." That phrase, "I just can't make it stick," I hear probably more than any other phrase. And what I've learned over the years is almost never a willpower problem. It's always a structure problem. When the plan doesn't fit the lifestyle always wins. And what we did differently wasn't extreme. We built a program that was around the actual week, the time she could actually train each week, the food she would actually eat. We got her to stick to a pace that her body could actually handle. And instead of trying to make her fit into the program, we made the program fit around her life. When Sandy came in for her first initial assessment, she put her foot on one of the exercise steps and her knee gave way. So this made it very obvious we were going to have to start very low intensity and we're going to have to build up very slowly. So I focused on doing cardio kind of movements that didn't involve too much pressure on her knees. So we used the battle ropes because that would involve a lot of core, a lot of arms, and really get the blood pumping. We focused on compound movements so that we could use multiple muscles, therefore increase the amount of calorific burn. We focused on mobility drills to increase movement patterns, and we progressively built up on exercises that she struggled with, like the squat. We started doing from sitting on a chair, using a cushion, doing sit to stand, until she was ready to start then squatting with body weight. In order to make this work, we needed to make sure that this diet was going to be sustainable, something she was going to stick to, because the diet was going to be the key factor on making all of this work. Like with any program, we put a real focus on protein. Now, I'm not going to turn around and say that this happened in just 8 weeks or even 16 weeks. This happened over a longer period of time. This wasn't a quick fix scenario. We weren't just looking to improve Sandy's mobility. We also needed to improve and increase her confidence. Over time, sticking to the diet, she started to drop weight, but she also became less and less reliant on her walking aids. and felt confident enough to walk without her aids. There was no holding her back. Her strength increased through the roof. She started squatting her body weight. She started deadlifting 70, then 80, then 90 kilos. Within 12 months of working together, Sandy had now dropped over 6 stone. Her mobility had improved. She was now walking without aids. Her confidence was through the roof. She said to me that it gave her life back. She also hadn't been able to work up until this point. After working with me for 12 months, her confidence had grown so much that she felt she could get back into work. She did get started in a new job. The second story was a lovely lady by the name of Sue. She was 68 years old when she came to me. Her mobility was a big struggle for her. Simple things that we take for granted, like sitting down in a chair or getting out of a chair, walking up and down the stairs, were really, really massive hurdles for her.
I find it very helpful for myself because I couldn't get up the stairs very easy or get on and off the chair without pain. But at the moment it's slowly going and things are going right.
What was it that you had to do before when you had to sit in a chair?
I couldn't get up and down without turning over to the side to bring my body round. It looked like I was having a wrestle.
How do you normally navigate the stairs?
I usually go on side to side because I couldn't face going up without thinking I was going to tip over.
With what we've been doing today, do you think that's building a bit more
It's-
confidence in?
Yeah, I need a bit more practice on that one, but overall I think it should be able to give me more confidence to get up the stairs and knowing I can get up without falling.
How do you feel about well, myself and the what we're doing with the coaching?
Very, very good. And I say anybody who got a few issues like that, like I've got at the moment, give it a go.
And what also made things even tougher for her was she actually was her husband's carer. So she had to help him do things, which she even struggled to do some of the most basic things herself. Again, the approach wasn't anything extreme. We needed to really put a focus on her nutrition. Her training had to be low impact. The program we built was again around her lifestyle, so much so that her husband began trying out some of the exercises. We needed to make the nutrition plan simple yet effective, with single ingredient whole foods being the basis of this plan. The training was about slow but specific exercises to help improve mobility and strength, which in turn boosted her confidence. Once her confidence was boosted, she felt stronger, she felt more mobile, and started to do things she never thought she would ever be able to do again. Sue's feedback was amazing. She was over the moon and she couldn't believe how much more she was doing. She said it had given her a new lease of life. Not only did she say that, but her daughters who, when they went shopping, said how much of a struggle it was when they had to walk up and down stairs. Now she was able to go up and down. Shopping was happening in half the time. Her husband was offering to pay me more money. And with this newfound confidence, Sue had been retired for a few years, decided to step back into a job, and has not looked back since. Now, when I look back at both of these stories, they're two very different individuals, both very different situations and problems, yet the outcomes were very similar. And the reason for that is because we didn't do anything extreme. We kept everything very simple, made it sustainable, and made it fit around their lifestyle. The program was built around them, not them fitting into the program. This is what created the consistency. And overall, consistency is what gets results. And that's it. The formula is really simple. The problem is most people, one, overcomplicate this formula, and two, never stick with it long enough to actually give it a chance for it to work. So the secret to any formula is to trust the process, be consistent, and stick with it. So why am I telling you this? Why have I gone through these stories? It's because I want you to see that it's real people with real lives, real conditions, that can get the results. It's not always just the Instagram influencers or a special breed of person with high tier genetics. Real people, real results. And hopefully in both of these stories, there'll be something that resonated with you. There'll be something that's very similar in your life right now. Maybe you have a condition that you struggle with. Maybe you struggle with dropping the fat. Maybe you've struggled sticking to a plan because the plan is just too tough. It doesn't work with your lifestyle. I want you to know that what you saw in these videos is also available for you too. Nothing guaranteed, no overnight results, just consistency, simple yet effective approach that will be built around you and your lifestyle, which produces results every single time. So I'm going to end the video there. If you like the video, then please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to see the next video in this series. Who I help specifically and why I focus on over 40s fat loss. Any of the stories resonated with you, please drop a comment. I do read every single one of them. So until the next video, thanks very much for watching.